Hello and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
Jack.
You cut out again.
I'm Jessica.
Oh my god.
Egan.
You sounded like I'm Sika.
Hello? I'm Jess.
There we go. Okay. Such a struggle every time just to say your damn name. So you told me something interesting earlier today.
Okay. What? Oh, that I listened to our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, first, that had me shook. Which episode was it?
The most recent one. The last one.
Oh.
Actually, I listened to the one before that too, because I enjoyed it.
Oh shit. Wait, did you listen to the most recent and then go back to the second most recent?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I was just like listening to my podcasts at work, and then the queue ended, and it went straight to the next in line, which was TIGBAB, and I was too lazy to switch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up listening to it, and I was like, "Oh, hey, we're charming." And I listened to my podcasts at like 1.8 times speed, so our laughter and sounds that we were really cute.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, for those who don't know, which is everyone, I do all the editing. So Jess like never listens to the end results of our podcast. All she does is show up to record.
I don't like hearing myself.
Yeah, so she doesn't know what I'm adding and what I'm cutting out and
Yeah.
anything that I'm doing. So what was funny is you were like, wait, when did we start? Well, this is the first thing you messaged me. You're like, when did we start using, what was it you said?
The ambiance music.
Oh, yeah. And I've been doing that for several months. I don't know how many, but I feel like since before summer.
Dang.
Yeah, so.
I enjoyed it. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, so that was just really interesting to me. You also said that when you were listening, you got invested. And what did you mean by that?
Yeah. Like, I wanted to, it was like, when's the next episode coming out?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like, as if I was going to be surprised. I didn't know what was happening. Yeah.
Wait, maybe I'm confused.
Okay.
What do you mean when you say when's the next episode coming up?
Like this episode that we're recording now. I want to listen to it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you're actually like in fan mode.
Yeah, I was full listener.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I know what's going on next, but I wanted to listen to us. Oh, maybe I'll start listening to our podcast.
Sheesh. Yeah, you can give me some feedback. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I just thought that was funny, so I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, it was cute. I told Johnny about it too. I'm like, hey, Johnny, we're charming.
Did you make him listen?
No, he's like, I listen to you when you record it. I don't want to hear it again.
Oh, you know what? I feel that.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm consuming the same content like 4 times.
Woo.
Because first, I like read the chapter,
Mm-hmm.
and then if I'm taking notes, I go back through the chapter again to do the notes, and then I record it, so I'm going through everything again. That's 3 times. And then when I'm editing, I go through it all again. That's 4 fucking times.
Gee,
that I have to consume the same content. So it's kind of rough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of editing, but I think that's only because I've listened to the same thing or I've consumed the same thing 4 times. Like, it's a lot easier for me to edit the mini episodes over on Patreon because I've only experienced that content once and then a second time while editing, so it's not the 4 times.
Yeah.
But still, I try my best to make
Good job.
Thanks. Yeah, to make the listening experience fun. And yeah, honestly, if you have like ideas of things you think we could include or whatever, like the ambiance thing, for example, let me know. And I mean, same goes for you listeners. Would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Our Instagram and our Facebook are not like super active, but we do check on them regularly. So if you message us or comment on one of those platforms, we will get it. And I will see it. And would love to hear from everyone. And speaking of Patreon, feel free to check us out over there as well. I'm going to throw in this plug right at the start because it came up. Our mini episodes we do with our brother. There's often like random subjects that we talk about, including things like movies or like the time I lost my passport at Disneyland. So that was a fun, dramatic sort of moment. And...
it was a dramatic story.
And then we also force him to watch Game of Thrones and get his opinion on it as well. And he is a hater. So
yep.
Watch us or listen to us try and convince him to like the show.
Like, we swear it's good. No.
Yeah, so check out our oolong tier over on Patreon.
Ooh.
Patreon.com/TisGoodBooksAreBetter. All right, let's get into this.
Get to the book.
What are we drinking?
I actually have 2 teas mixed together.
Whoa. Go on.
Daring, I know. It's green tea and mint lime mix.
That sounds like it would be good. Sounds like it would be really light and refreshing.
Let me try, because I haven't tried it yet. Yup. The lime mint tastes pretty good with the green tea.
Nice. All right. Nice little mad scientist work over there.
Yeah. And you?
I'm drinking a Riesling. Which is not tea. It is white wine for the noobs out there, including
here going,
Jessica.
Riesling. What's that?
And the reason for that is I literally ate dinner and then ran here, so no time to steep or boil and make tea. I've been trying to exercise after work, and it eats up time.
Yeah, it does.
Where did we leave off our characters?
So we're going to do Brienne. And when we left her off, she, Pod, Sir Hyle, and Septon Marybald are traveling together to the Salt Pans to find clues on Sansa's whereabouts. And I think we also have Cersei again. And Cersei made a deal with the High Septon to bring back the Faith Militant in return for forgiveness of the crown's debt and blessing King Tommen.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, this will be fun to see how all this turns out.
Right. There's a lot of Cersei chapters too.
I love
coming up.
Love it.
Watch it crash and burn.
Yes. All right. Chapter 31 is Brienne.
Yeah. They arrive to the shore at the Quiet Isle, where they see the salt pans across the water. And I had to read this several times to figure out what the hell the Quiet Isle was in the salt pans across the water.
Oh.
Even had to look at the map. I'm like, what the F? Because I thought, like, they had to travel across the water to an island that was the Quiet Isle, and I still am kind of difficult understandings.
Okay, tell me.
Let me just read this chapter first.
Oh. Okay. Come back to it.
Maybe it's back and they're buried, but I remember being really confused. Maribald explains to them that it's called the Quiet Isle because the people who live there have taken a vow of silence as a way of living in penitence.
Penitence? Penitence? Penitence?
Yeah, I'm like, penance is not right.
I think it's penance?
Penance?
That could be it. That sounds right. Penance? Voluntary self-punishment?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, penance.
Yeah.
Wait, penitence is actually something, though. I want to look up
Okay.
what's penitence. The action of feeling or showing sorrow and regret for having done wrong. Wait, that also sounds similar.
I think maybe it's like a verb or an adjective compared to the other one.
According to dictionary definitions, the primary meaning of penance is the deeds done out of penitence, which also focuses more. Okay, so you feel penitent, so you go do a penance.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Go on.
Sept and Maribald tells them that they will take the ferry to the salt pans the next day, and that the tide is going out, so a walkway is forming between them and an island that Maribald tells them they gotta get to, which is where the quiet Isle is. Which is why I was confused.
Wait, I thought you said they had to take a ferry.
A ferry to the salt pans across the water.
Oh, got it.
Quiet Isle, which is why I was so confused, is also across the water. But when the tide goes out, there's a walkway that they have to like hike through to get there. So like I think the Quiet Isle like is on its own in the water.
It sounds like it's attached to the land, but it gets flooded, like the space between. So they have to wait for the tide to go out, maybe?
Okay.
In order to reach it.
Man, I had to read this over and over, and I was still confused. I just did my best. So Maribald tells them that they gotta get going as the tide starts to pull out. So he gets them to get off their horses and to follow him carefully to avoid the quicksands. And they weave through the marsh for at least 1.5 miles before they get to the other side. Just because they're like going like forward and then they have to head back a little bit and then go forward again and sideways and stuff.
Because
So
they're
it's
gonna
not
like
that
sink.
But it took them 1.5 hours.
Oh, bless you, John.
1.5 miles. Yeah, you're Johnny.
Listen. Okay, let me send you something that I just found.
Aye.
You can see it in Discord.
What up?
Apparently, this is the historical basis of the Quiet Isle.
Oh, this looks a lot like do you remember the Woman in Black?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. So, if anyone's seen The Woman in Black, it's like an island that is attached to the land, but the water like pulls in on both sides and like covers the road. So then it is separated and it like becomes an island until the tide goes out again. And in The Woman in Black, the place that the main character goes to,
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, the island is very much exactly that.
The house is on a little island.
Can you imagine?
Okay. Imagine living in seclusion like that. Like, it'd be nice in one aspect, on the other aspect, not so much if emergencies happen.
Yeah, like you'd have to get in a fucking canoe and like boat back to shore.
Yeah, you'd have to have a canoe. I'd be getting a paddleboard. So, yeah, the distance isn't really that far from land to the Quiet Isle, but because they had to keep weaving around, it was 1.5 mile walk to get there.
I also noticed that there's a lot of description about what it was like to walk through mud.
Yeah, they didn't copy any of that down.
Yeah, because
I think everyone knows.
We get it. It was like it was very detailed. Like all you have to really do is mention like the squelching, and then we get that it's like sucking your shoes down. But he describes like exactly what it looks like when you step in it, or when the characters step in it, and then what it looks like when they take it out, and then how the water like refills the hole like after.
Yeah.
And I was like, what on
Why?
Earth is happening.
Why, man?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he was really passionate about describing blood.
Look, it made it seem really important, which I was like, I don't know if this is that important.
Turns out it wasn't.
Anyway.
3 men dressed in brown robes of brothers are waiting for them on the other side. They welcome Maribald, who they are already familiar with, and then the rest of the group, and then offer them dinner and beds for the night. Maribald introduces them, and then when they get to Brienne, the men are like shocked. Like, oh my god.
A
A woman in armor. Brienne tells them that she's hunting the hound. The men tell her that their elder brother will want to speak to her then, and then they lead them up to the stuff of their little village thing. I'm not sure. I just called it a village. Maybe it's like I'm not sure like what I'm not sure the Quiet Isle is a village. It seems really, really small. Maybe it is a village?
Let's see.
I'm not sure. Their little setup. It's just people living in penance and some brothers.
I'm seeing a lot of things mentioning a septree.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like a monastic community.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a monastery with various cottages and stuff.
To host people
Yeah.
who want to repent.
Yeah.
Or are traveling. They pass many brothers doing chores. One almost hits them with a shovel full of dirt. He bows his head in apology because they're not talking.
Mm-hmm.
And he is digging a grave. Sir Hyle asks who the grave is for, and he is told that a brother of theirs died of wounds that he got at the salt pans. Apparently some outlaws attacked the town and cut off this brother's tongue when he wouldn't speak to them. So his vow of silence. Yeah, and he died of infection.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not going to die from a cut off tongue.
Yeah. But there's lots of bacteria in your mouth.
Yeah. So infection.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of the 3 brothers who greeted them is speaking because he has like some sort of like he's allowed to speak once a week.
Only the elder brother is the elder brother, right?
No, they don't meet the elder brother yet.
Oh.
But he's like one of the 3 brothers who waited for him.
Right.
I think the elder brother is allowed to talk willy-nilly, but this one can only talk once a week, just for strangers or visitors.
Right. Got it.
So they are led to a door set in the side of a hill. Maribald explains that this is called the Hermit's Hole, and apparently it's 2,000 years ago, so an old fucking hole. The first holy man made this hill his home, and then the community started from there.
Get it? A holy man?
Oh shit! It was a joke all along. Inside, it's very nice, with furniture carved from driftwood.
Oh,
and everything is like unique looking because all the driftwood looks different. So inside they meet the elder brother. The elder brother stands tall and strong, and he does not have a kind face.
Relatable.
I think he has like a resting bitch face. Brienne's like, he doesn't look like a brother because he doesn't look kind.
Right.
But he and Maribald embrace, and he offers everyone some cider after some introductions, and he's unbothered. He doesn't blink at Brienne. They chat, and the elder brother explains what happened in the salt pans. Apparently, everything has been burnt down except for the castle. Oh, almost everyone was slaughtered, except for the few fisher folk who were like fishing, so they managed to get the heck away.
Fucking why?
Yeah.
Why is this poor place being targeted so heavily?
What happened?
Jeez, like who's fucking dog that they run over that they're getting targeted this
I think genocide just happens so willy-nilly in this world.
Yeah. Fuck.
The brother had to treat the survivors, and he explains that one woman who was raped dozens of times, whose breasts were chewed off, and she died, of that infection. Apparently, when she was dying, she cursed their lord, Sir Quincy Cox, who barred his castle and let the small folk die.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
Didn't really curse at the outlaws, but at their lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fuck that her tits were shot off. What the hell? I think I know who that is.
Wait, you do? Oh my god! It just hit me. I'm so dumb.
I mean, you gotta go right back to book 2.
Holy fuck.
Well, we haven't seen him in a while. Long while.
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get to that part.
Yeah. Marbold explains that Sir Quincy Cox is an old man who couldn't do anything to help anyways, and the elder brother commends his wise words, but he has a hard time being as forgiving after seeing the survivors.
He didn't have to do anything other than open his doors.
Right.
That's it.
Let them in.
And yeah, like, it's more mouths to feed, but...
People are alive?
They're alive!
Hey.
That's something that you worry about after.
Right.
Fuck.
They head out for supper in their hall, which Brienne found strange, but good. It's basically a seafood stew. I don't know how strange that is, but she found it strange. After supper is over, Pod and Sir Hyle are sent to share a room, and Brienne is led out to one of the small cottages that are reserved for women. The elder brother joins her as he wants to have a chat. He tells her that there's nothing left at the salt pans except for the castle. Everyone who did survive have left, so it's completely abandoned now. Brienne explains that she's looking for a highborn maid of 13 with auburn hair, and mysteriously, the elder brother knows that she's looking for Sansa Stark.
Oh.
Brienne explains that she has been told that Sansa is with the Hound. The elder brother, however, explains that the Hound was traveling with a Stark girl, but it was the other one. Brienne is shook when she realizes that this is Arya he's talking about. She's been alive this whole darn time.
That's like... It's been so long that we've been watching her chase after Arya, thinking it was Sansa.
Right.
And now she finally knows.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Oh, frickety time. But the elder brother is unsure if Arya is still alive, because last he heard, she was at the salt pans, and he doesn't know if she made it out before the attack. She might have been there.
He heard she was at the salt pans? Fuck.
Yeah, the last he heard. So he must have, like, eyes on that place. That's how maybe he knew. But she ditched the Hound before the salt pans. So he might have known before. Someone's been keeping an eye on her.
Yeah, what the heck?
For reals. The elder brother also explains that the Hound is long dead. He had buried him himself and left his helm as a marker on his grave. Which he says was a mistake, as someone had taken the helm and was running around with it.
Okay. First, is the Hound actually dead in this then?
Is he dead?
Is he actually dead?
Because he's claiming the Hound is dead.
He said he buried him.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the show, I'm assuming they kept him alive then because the viewers liked him, yeah. Okay.
That was my guess. Maybe they just knew that they had to have a showdown with Sandor and Gregor.
Right, because that's a lot more cinematic than I guess the book allowed it to be.
Yeah.
But like I get it. You get invested in someone's story arc, and then if it doesn't resolve, then it can leave you feeling very empty, which is not how you get people to come back and keep watching a show.
True.
Or oh, go on.
Or in the show, Sandor is revived by a priest in a community. So I wonder if he said Sandor died, did old Sandor die and they guy who brought back was given a new name.
Oh, the hound died and he was reborn as Sandor.
Like he was. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, he said he buried him though.
Yeah.
That's the
But
only
did he
thing.
bury Old Hound? No.
I mean, okay.
Bury his armor. And said that was the hound.
Oh.
That who is left is now a servant of God.
Oh, sneaky, sneaky. All right.
But I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. But I have a sneaking suspicion he's just dead.
Yeah. Probably is.
Yeah. I feel like that's more Georgia's style.
It is. It will make more sense in this world.
Yeah, but for him to like die off screen is kind of, well, I guess we kind of saw him like on death's door.
Yeah, usually, sometimes they do die off screen.
Yeah.
Or page.
Off page. Yeah, it's happened. But also, we totally guessed that someone stole his helmet.
Yep.
Because all the shit
Someone
going on
totally did.
at Salt Pans was not Sandor Clegane style.
No. No, he's not like that. He's not vicious without a reason.
Yeah. Alright, so we had that part right.
So smart.
I'm a genius.
The older brother tells her that they have Stranger with them in their stables and that they've renamed him Driftwood because they found him by the river by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was... I'm not sure if they found Stranger first or the Hound. But
Not together?
Yeah, because they found Stranger by the river.
Oh.
So
Okay.
he must have wandered off after.
I guess so, looking for water.
Yeah.
Good pony.
Good pony. He describes Stranger as vicious, though.
Oh, bad
A
pony.
wild card.
Bad pony.
But they're still looking after Stranger, though.
Mm-hmm.
Or Driftwood, as his new name is.
Stranger is so cool.
I
Driftwood
know.
is trash.
It is. The elder tells her that he was once a knight who died in the battle of the Trident, and he had fought for Prince Rhaegar. He had watched the shore on the Quiet Isle and has lived there since. He implores her to give up her quest and to live her life, that her father would rather a living daughter than a dead one. This triggers her, and she tells him everything, including how she believes that she's neither a daughter or a son, but a freak, all up to her promise to Jaime and Oathkeeper, and that she'd rather die trying than to break her oath.
Damn, Brienne.
Yeah. And that is that chapter.
Alright.
I'm also real sus because he's also described himself as having died.
Right, so his own story is like a rebirth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So-
That would explain how he knows about Arya too.
Oh,
Maybe.
if the Hound told him?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you might be onto something. Yeah, otherwise
This
how
is
would he
my
know?
hypothesis. Unless he
Okay,
has like serious like eyes and ears around Westeros.
right. Which there's no evidence of that.
No.
Except for the fact that he knows shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So-
I like that theory.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. I don't know if I'll show. But maybe the Hound is hidden with the Silent Brothers.
Right.
Doing
Well,
his penance.
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 But yeah, you have a really good point. Like, it would make the most sense for him to know about Arya from the Hound.
Mhm.
Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you. Back to the episode. Chapter 32 is Cersei. Hell yeah.
What is this psycho up to?
I don't know, but you know it's gonna be good.
So there is a meeting being held in the wee hours of the morning in the throne room. Apparently 1,000 ships of the Iron Fleet have been spotted at the Shield Islands, which I look up. I think it's pretty close to Highgarden.
Those are the islands that Victarion took in his chapter.
Aw, she!
Yeah. They were his ships.
Okay. Margaery demands to counter with an offense, and Cersei's offended that she dare tell her queen what to do. Cersei, Margaery is your queen. For fuck's sakes.
She's so insecure, honestly.
She's delusional.
Uh-huh.
Forgets that Margaery is queen.
Yeah.
A couple of the small council members think that there's no way that there's actually 1,000 ships, and it's probably half of that.
That's still a fuck ton of ships.
Right? Orain Waters points out that half 1,000 is still 500 ships.
Oh.
And that is mightier than what they have.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Cersei angrily thinks that King Robert should have killed them all when he had initially beat them in battle, and kind of blames this on him.
Oh my god. Nothing's her fault.
Oh no. No, it's everyone else's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're long dead.
Yep.
Cersei asks why would these Iron Men make the effort to raid the Reach? Like, why are they doing it now? Qyburn tells her that Balon is dead, and that they have a new king now, Balon's brother, the Krill's Eye. Margaery says that her brother Willis has told her that the Lord of the Shield Islands has fled, and that the Iron Men had left behind 4 of their own to lord these islands. Cersei immediately thinks that this is also actually Willis's fault because he's a cripple, which means he's weak.
Oh my god!
Thinks that he's a liar when Margaery says that the Iron Men sailed far out to sea to avoid detection as they sailed from the Iron Islands. So she thinks that they were just too lazy to actually watch the seas, and that's why they stuck up on them, and not that the Iron Men were too clever enough to sail around and come in from the deep seas. Yeah, she's gotta blame everything on everyone else.
Yep. Yeah.
Wasn't Willis once her, wasn't she betrothed to Willis at one point, Cersei?
I know that was a plan for Sansa at one point, but I don't know about how Cersei was involved with him.
I don't remember.
Well, we were right that those ships that Victarion attacked were Tyrell related.
Ooh, we were.
That's why Margaery's so pissed.
She's very angry and stressed. Cersei suggests that the Iron Men must have teamed up with Lord Stannis. After she says this, her yes men all applaud her intelligence, saying, of course, duh, this is Stannis.
God.
Cersei then turns to Margaery and Loras and says that this is for Highgarden to answer. Margaery agrees. Willis has already sent word to his fellow lords to strengthen their defenses, but the majority of their host is with their Lord Father at Storm's End. Cersei, however, does not want to stop the siege at Storm's End. The castle is worth more to her than Highgarden. Oh my god, she's so dumb. All of their food, all of their money comes from Highgarden, but no, she can't see that.
I think, didn't she say those islands specifically? Not Highgarden, technically?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
But still, they're attacking.
She kept calling I don't know if you're going to bring this up, stop me if you are, but she kept calling them rocks, which...
Oh yeah, I didn't bring that up.
Yeah,
okay. I remember that.
So Cersei kept calling these shield islands rocks, which upset Margaery.
Yeah, she got real upset.
She actually talked back to her
Mm-hmm. Well, Marjorie was really upset and stressed.
Which made me want to talk about how different show Marjorie and book Marjorie are.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, this is kind of the moment where I kind of noticed for the first time, because show Marjorie to me feels a lot more like cunning and clever, and maybe that's only because book Marjorie is always seen through Cersei's perspective. But yeah, book Marjorie to me is like always kind of sweet and kind, and she kind of just like, I don't know, I don't really remember a time when she really stood up to Cersei in a way that was obvious.
I don't recall either.
Yeah, maybe that's just because every time we see Marjorie in the book, it's Cersei who's like looking at her and thinking about her.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't pick up on like how smart Marjorie actually is.
Oh yeah.
But in the show, we see like Marjorie by herself, and we see Marjorie with characters other than Cersei. And I mean, even in the show, Marjorie like challenges Cersei to her face regularly.
Yeah. Maybe
it's also just easier to pick up on her subtle challenges as well, because you see her. But I don't know, it was just something I thought of when...
I agree that we're looking at Marjorie through Cersei's eyes, and Marjorie is nothing more than a dumb kid who is just an annoyance to her.
Right.
That's what we see.
That makes sense. Because, yeah, when Sansa was with Marjorie seemed a lot more mature. So maybe it is all just a matter of perspective.
Yeah. Loras tries to explain the importance of keeping Highgarden, Old Town, and the Arbor safe. Oh, so it's Old Town and the Arbor that are in danger, which is very important.
Yeah, I think because they're like right on the shore or something, right?
Yeah, and then Old Town, Old Town's Old Town.
Yeah.
That's important. Cersei.
Who needs Old Town?
And that they need ships to fight the Iron Men, but Cersei plays innocent and basically tells them to figure it out. She's all like, "Oh, are you sure? Oh, you really think that's going to happen? Oh." Like that.
What an asshole.
Oh man, I was pretty pissed reading that. I was like, oh my god, and her thinking process. Like, it's just a game to her. I think she's not taking any of it seriously. She's all like, ooh, they're upset. Let me play at this.
Yeah, like
more upset.
She never thinks to like the next step, or the next step she tries to think of is completely in the opposite direction of what reality is.
Yeah, to her right now, even though she's hearing that the Iron Men are attacking cities, all she hears is that they're upset, and she likes that they're upset. She wants to make it worse for them.
So fucked. She doesn't think like, oh, maybe the Iron Man attacking Highgarden will have an effect on literally the kingdom. Fuck me. How is she so small-minded? I don't... Fuck.
Right. Oh my god.
Like, it's infuriating. I understand why Jaime just can't stand her.
Yeah. He's so over his sister's shit.
Fucking hell.
Alright. Every idea Loras has of how to get help, Cersei shuts it down, saying that each of these lords have more important things to do than to fight Iron Man. So, like, Lord Redwine, for example, is sieging Dragonstone, which is occupied by Stannis' men. Not Stannis. Stannis' men. Loras wants them to at least pause that so that they can use Redwine's ships. But Cersei thinks that Redwine's siege is too important. What the hell are you gonna do with Dragonstone when you get it, Cersei? Nothing. You know what? Nothing. She doesn't fucking need it. She's just being a bitch.
You're 100% right.
I know I am. Loras then asks Cersei permission to lead a command to take Dragonstone and promises that he will have it within a fortnight. Cersei loves this and compares it to another lovely gift of when Sansa told her of Eddard Stark's plans. So, Loras is offered. What? Okay, I was so confused. I'm like, what do you mean he's offered Sweet Cersei? That's the name of the that's the name of the ship. Loras is offered Sweet Cersei, a Draman actually, which is a warship, and is given her blessing. Marjorie is pale and stricken with this, which also pleases Cersei. Cersei ends the meeting and orders Pycelle to come with her as she needs to talk with him. She, Sir Osmond, and Qyburn leave out the king's door behind the Iron Throne.
I wonder if this is happening exactly the way Cersei is seeing it, or if there is some sort of plan here between Marjorie and Loras.
Very well could be.
Like, if Marjorie's as cunning as we think, is she acting right now? Does she want Loras to go? Like, is he gonna go do something else? Or I wonder.
The only thing is that I think it's hard to act going pale. Like, the blood leaving.
True.
But I don't know. It would be amusing if they find a way.
Yeah.
If they had a plan.
I think I always
Cersei.
hope for that. Yeah, because I want Cersei to get, like,
fucked.
fucked. Fucked in a bad way.
Cersei is pleased with Loras' thinking, because she wins either way. Stannis will lose Dragonstone, or she loses Loras' hold over Tommen, as in, he dies. She thinks it's even better for her plans if Loras were to come back on his shield, or Sir Osney will be ready to comfort Marjorie.
Oh my god, she's still on about that shit?
Yup.
That ship has fucking sailed.
Not to Cersei. Qyburn tells her that if Loras dies, she'll have to find a replacement Kingsguard. Cersei says that he has to be splendid, young, and strong to make Tommen forget Loras. Qyburn says that he has a person, but he's none of those. But he would be completely devoted to her, and no man will be able to stand against him. Cersei will believe it when she sees it.
Okay, so this champion that Qyburn speaks of, is this the mountain?
You know, I think it is.
I thought they chopped off his head and sent it to Dorne!
She clearly lied.
Did they not send a sack of bones to Dorne or something?
They claimed they did.
I could have sworn. Like, did they just send someone
else's? I remember her
else's?
saying something about the skull.
Yes!
The sack of bones might have been... or... Pedro Pascal.
Oh my god, did they send back their fucking... Oberyn Martell's bones?
Funny.
Could they not look at the size of it,
terrible.
though, and be like, this is not the mountain?
Yeah. I think they might have meant to only send the skull, but they didn't do that.
Even then I expect the skull to be bigger. Like, I've held a human skull in my hands, and you can tell the size of someone's head from how big the skull is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was taught in that one forensic anthropology class that I took. So you can very much tell the size of a person by the size of their bones.
Also, like, we only, like, read about their intention to send it. I don't remember reading at all about the people in Dorne having it.
Yeah, I guess so. We've been very distracted in Dorne with all the fucking ridiculousness going on over there.
The Vipers, or is it the Sand Snakes? The Sand Snakes, that's their name.
I'm
That's the name of their gang.
I'm thinking more about the princess and her knight, and then trying to kidnap Myrcella, and just like all that garbage.
Sand Snakes.
Is she a sand snake?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's all his daughters.
Oh,
No, is she a sand snake? No, she's the cousin to the sand snake. I think she's like leading the sand snakes,
she is
egging them on.
the current prince's daughter,
Yeah,
but she's trying to like release the sand snakes? Question mark.
she's she's gotten the sand snakes to fight up against her father or against Cersei by declaring what's her face the rightful queen.
I didn't understand that.
Shut the F up!
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, that's completely off topic, so we don't have to go there.
We've left.
Cersei who?
What? Where am I?
The mountain.
Qyburn asks if she placed the order for the armor yet. And she has.
Oh
but
my
she tells
god.
him that the armorer thinks that she's mad, as no man is strong enough to move and fight under such weight.
Okay, it's definitely the mountain.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Zombie mountain.
Yeah. That's, you know what?
Or Thrall mountain.
Oh, what does that mean?
I only know of it from Skyrim. The servants of the vampires. What is a thrall?
The state of being in someone's power or having great power over someone. Those are opposite things. A thrall is a slave
A servant
or a serf.
In Skyrim, the vampires call their slaves thralls. Or when you fight them,
Oh,
they're
yes!
called thrall.
Vampire thrall or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes! Okay. Yes.
We always just saw it as a servant for vampires.
Yes. Okay. Wait, what were we even talking? How is this related to the...
What am I
doing? Where are we?
You know what? I don't know how we keep getting off topic, because I don't know where we saw this.
Where did we come up with thralls?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
You'll find out when you're editing.
Wait, what were you just reading?
That no man is strong enough to move and fight under such weight.
That was the last thing you read?
Yeah.
What is wrong with us?
I have no idea. I think we're tired.
Okay, just keep going. Stay focused.
Qyburn doesn't say any more about this man. And Cersei is just not interested. She's like, stop telling me your fairy tales.
She just doesn't believe it, I guess.
Yeah. Cersei heads back to her rooms where Lady Merryweather is sleeping in her bed. Apparently, Cersei has a hard time sleeping alone and often has her handmaidens or bedmaids sleep with her.
Oh, okay.
So she has servants who specifically are meant to keep her warm at night. We're snuggling with her.
Okay.
Cersei crawls back into bed where Lady Merryweather wakes and asks where Cersei went at this time of night. Cersei tells her of the meeting in the throne room and her excitement of Loras's proposal. Lady Merryweather warns her not to get too excited because Marjorie has many friends looking out for her. Cersei is unfazed, though, probably because she doesn't know what a true friend is. She only thinks friends are people who want to do things for you, like her servants. Like Lady Merryweather. Like the yes men.
Yeah.
Who will turn on you as soon as someone offers them something better. So I don't think she actually knows what a friend is.
I hadn't thought about that, but that makes a whole lot of sense.
Lady Merryweather's name is Tiana, so I'm gonna start calling her Tiana.
She has to be a double agent, right?
Right? I'm pretty sure she is. Like, what is her end game? She like went straight to Cersei and they created this best friend BFF narrative with her like instantly, and Cersei was right on it.
And the fact that Cersei is just venting everything to her right now?
Yeah. Just chatting, telling her everything. Like, whoa.
But who could she be working for? Marjorie?
Huh.
Like, who else would want to be spying on Cersei? I guess a lot of people, but like, who do we know of who would gain the most?
Dorne?
Who would it be in Dorne, though?
Would it be Varys? I wonder. Isn't Lyanna Merryweather from Essos?
The reason I know it's not Varys is because right before Cersei starts talking to Lady Merryweather, she thinks about how she's been hearing rats in her walls. And those are 100% Varys's little birds, I think.
Well, now they're Kyburns, right?
I guess so. If Varys is, like, gone, would they just... I guess they would just stop if they're not reporting to anyone.
Yeah. I wonder. Maybe there are still some birds.
I feel like he would still have birds kind of everywhere. And, like, they would get the info to him somehow. Either they, like, go to someone who writes him a letter, or... I mean, I don't know. But I feel like the fact that she thought of that, and the fact that we know he's been having people in the walls, I don't know. It just seems like an obvious connection to me.
Like, we know for sure that he did stick his birds in the walls. So it's probably all over the castle. Yeah. Most likely.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she could be working for Varys. I mean...
I have no idea yet. Maybe we'll find out.
Yep.
Tiana asks what Cersei's plan is, and Cersei asks if she's fishing for information for a reason.
See, literally asking for her plan.
Yeah. Tiana insists that she would never betray her, and wants nothing more than to serve her queen. Cersei thinks of her two so-called friends who lured her to the witch's hut and forced her to give her blood.
That sounds like fucking bullshit.
I remember the last time she remembered this memory, and she was the one who made her friends go because she was so happy about marrying Rhaegar that she wanted this witch to confirm her beliefs of her happy ever after.
Wait,
but
are you fucking serious?
But now she's changed the narrative that her two friends are the ones who lured her and, like, basically forced her to cut her hand.
Yeah, she's literally delusional.
Yeah, changing the narrative. She's always the victim.
And she has, like, a selective memory or something. Like, I wonder, does she actually believe this stuff? Or is she, like, does she know that she's changing the narrative?
I believe that she believes this.
I do too.
Like, her memories will change regarding her feelings at that moment.
I guess you
could
call...
serve her.
Yes, you could call that like it's like a defense mechanism. It's how she protects herself from her own self-reflection. Which is obviously super unhealthy and super toxic. But yeah, I think that actually that's what narcissism is, like, as a personality disorder. It's a defense mechanism that's usually born of trauma.
Have you been to the narcissist side of TikTok?
Oh, no, I have on Reddit.
There's
because
like psychologists now on TikTok discussing narcissistic parents and that and all that stuff. And yeah, this reminds me of things that they definitely talk about, the changing memories to make them into the victim.
Sounds familiar.
It does. I really, really appreciate how George R.R. Martin can write a narcissist so well.
Yeah, like, it feels so real. It's uncanny.
Yeah.
I mean, we criticize his writing a lot in this book, but he does not stray from his characters. They're only getting stronger.
He makes them so alive.
Even if the plot is all over the place.
I don't care about Mud, but make him his character. Right.
Uh-huh. I agree. Could definitely learn a lot about his character creation.
Cersei tells her that if she does betray her, she will give her to Qyburn.
Okay.
Tiana rolls over to face Cersei, and Cersei looks at her boobs
Booba.
and wonders about getting it on with her.
Sorry?
Yep. While looking at her titties, she remembers the time that King Robert raped her during their marriage. The times, plural, King Robert raped her during their marriage.
Jesus.
Especially when he was younger. He also used to get violent with her and hurt her during.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, she once confronted him about it the next morning, but he dismissed it, saying that it was the wine, not him, that he didn't remember it. Cersei never believed him because she would see the shame in his eyes.
Wow.
Eventually, he would slow down going to her to once every couple of years. He would try and get it with her.
But
And she
every
thinks
time
that-
he was like hammered, right?
Yeah, he had to be plastered to have sex with her every single time or rape her. Yeah, so she thinks it was the shame that made him come to her less for sex.
I see. That's an interesting observation.
Tyanna asks what she's thinking about, and Cersei tells her that she's just remembering and that Tyanna's a good friend. Someone knocks on the door, and when Cersei checks it out, it's her guard telling her that Lady Felice Stokeworth is there, and she looks fucked up.
Oh.
Cersei meets her in her solar, and yeah, she's busted.
Wait, actually fucked up?
Yeah, she has been beat.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's a bloody mess. Felice is hysterical. She's sobbing, and she cannot get a word out because she's just out of it. Cersei has to get her a drink to drink an entire flagon of wine before she's able to start talking to Cersei. Apparently, so we remember what happened last time when we saw Ballman and Felice. Cersei had told them that she suspects Bronn of harboring Tyrion and that she wants them to make an accident, to kill him and make it look like an accident, basically. And they were happy to do it. But so apparently her husband Ballman challenged Bronn to single combat, thinking it'll be a piece of cake to best him.
Oh my god, that poor man.
But Bronn drove his lance into Bowman's horse, which crushed Bowman's legs when it fell. So single combat on horse. And obviously, Bronn fought smartly.
And killed the shit out of this guy.
Well, instead of killing him right away, Bronn demanded that he spill the beans that they have been planning to kill him.
Oh my god. So they told Bronn everything?
So,
Sorry.
Cersei's unable to get a clear answer out of her about whether or not Bowman told Bronn that she is involved.
Okay. Yeah, I think that means she did.
Keeps changing the subject, keeps talking about other things whenever Cersei asks this. So I do think that he did. He told Bronn that Cersei planned this.
Oh my god. I love when Cersei's plans go awry. It's my favorite.
That's what you get for enlisting idiots or yes men.
Okay, but who's the bigger idiot then? The idiot or the person who hires an idiot?
The person who hires the idiot.
Yeah.
When expecting excellence from them.
Yeah. And she complains about being surrounded by idiots and like, bitch!
You're the idiot.
Why do you think you're surrounded by idiots? Because someone would have to be an idiot to associate with you.
Absolutely.
God. I almost want to, I just want to yell at Cersei. I want her to be real and I want to just yell at her.
She won't understand a thing you're saying, though, because it will not fit her narrative.
That's true.
So it'd be useless. I'm sure you've had experience trying to talk to a narcissist about your feelings.
Yes.
And you know where that gets you.
True. Nowhere. It
After
gets you to go low contact.
Right? Okay. Bronn then stabbed his dagger into Bowman's eye. And when Felice ran to her husband, Bronn decked her in the face and told her to get the fuck out.
Oh my
The castle is
god!
now his. When Felice ordered her guards to kill him, they told her to do as Lord Stokeworth said.
What?
The whole castle is now with Bronn.
Oh my god, this is so fucking hype!
Yeah, he took the castle.
Yes!
He got it. His plan worked.
I'm so happy.
Good for you, Bronn.
This is the
I
best
knew you could
news.
Right. She tells Cersei that she must lend her 100 knights to get her castle back.
Come again? You're asking Cersei for something?
Cersei is sickened that she is surrounded by imbeciles. She keeps giving Felice wine while offering her to stay and orders her guard to fetch Qyburn. When Qyburn arrives, Cersei gives him Felice.
So long, Lady Felice.
Yeah, for you know what he wants. Ugh.
Enjoy the rest of your very short, very painful life.
Yeah. So that is the end of Felice and Bowman. Now Bronn is Lord Stokeworth. And
Indeed.
Tan, the dimwit sister, is now the lady.
Yes. Do we know what's actually, like, I'm sure there's speculation online about what her deal actually is. What's her name again?
Lollies!
Lollies! Okay. Do we actually know what her situation is? Like, is she autistic or maybe like a learning disability, or do we know? Do we have any clues?
Back then, if you were just weird, I think you were dimwit. Dim.
Well, anything out of the order. They had no nuance to any sort of
Like, she could have even just had ADHD, you know? Like, and then be like, then we're going, she's dumb.
True.
But
I feel like Lawless is, her condition, I think, is a bit more severe.
yeah, but there's no, like, they can't diagnose her because they didn't have that, I guess, then.
Yeah. But I wonder, like, what readers think it might be.
I think it's best to figure it out from reading her about her, what people say about her, or people are around her. I will continue my chapter.
Yes,
instead.
go ahead.
Cersei eats some food and heads back to bed. Tiana is asleep, and Cersei starts touching her nips, and she pinches them hard.
Oh.
Tiana wakes and tells her she's hurting her. But Cersei tells her that it's not her, it's the wine. She's the queen and she'll take what she wants. Wow. You just thought about how you hated it when Robert did that, now here you are copying him.
She's always trying to emulate the dead men in her life.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is it?
They had what she did not. Power and a penis.
Yeah, I guess she just, now that they're gone, she feels like she can fill the space that they had previously.
She wants to be them!
She really does, and it's honestly really sad.
Yeah, she touches Tiana downstairs, and she's wet, and she's clearly liking what Cersei's doing, but Cersei doesn't feel any pleasure or satisfaction with that. Cersei wonders if it'll be as easy to bring Tiana there with her hand as it was to bring Robert. And it appears so. Tiana comes, and even when Cersei imagined her hand to be a boar's tusk, ripping her apart from groin to neck, she still derived no pleasure.
Jesus.
And I can see where Joffrey got it from.
Oh my god.
Only Jaime had ever been able to pleasure her. Tiana wants to return the favor, but Cersei tells her to leave and goes to sleep with the intention of forgetting that the sex ever happened. And that is that chapter.
I do find it interesting that Jaime is the only one who was ever able to pleasure her. Which I guess makes sense. Because he was, you know, her copy.
Equal.
He was her copy, her male counterpart.
And
I think
like, they've been together since day one, so they have like a special bond.
right.
Look gross, but yeah, it's their bond.
Yeah. And I guess everyone else she's been with was either like a traumatic situation or she was just like
Manipulating them?
manipulating them, using them, or just missing Jamie.
Mm-hmm. Filling the void in her heart.
Yeah.
She has one. She does. It's for her children.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that was a hype chapter.
Yeah, that was stuff. And it's just one, like a couple of hours, few hours. This whole chapter.
See what you can accomplish in a few hours versus 4 days of travel?
Because he described every single detail in those 4 days.
Yeah, exactly what it looks like when you step in the mud and then take your shoe out of the mud.
Sound it makes.
How the water fills the hole after you take your foot out of the mud. But yeah, I'm still on the Cersei train. I love her chapters. They're my favorite, and I always look forward to Cersei.
I love how she's so well written. Like, anytime I read it, I'm like, that's a narcissistic trait.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And like, it's done so well. Like, he doesn't make it obvious. Like, how many people would catch that she changed that memory of the witch?
Yeah, I mean,
But
that's also why I really like doing this podcast and breaking them down, because I would never have realized that, but that's actually huge. That's huge.
it is. She's not reliable with her memories.
There's actually a term in writing called the unreliable narrator.
Okay, I heard that.
Yeah, so let me actually look up a good definition, because I'm gonna blow it because I'm mind muddled. But that would be exactly what Cersei is. An unreliable narrator is an untrustworthy storyteller, most often used in narratives with a first-person point of view. So, not technically the same, but we are seeing things from her perspective, so she's still kind of the narrator in a way, especially everything that's in her head.
Yeah.
The unreliable narrator is either deliberately deceptive or unintentionally misguided, forcing the reader to question their credibility as a storyteller. I want to find an example of books or movies with unreliable narrators, because it's a fascinating technique for a writer to use.
I remember I first came upon that phrase on Reddit on r/am I the asshole, where people will write in a way to make them seem like they're in the right. And then the comments will call them out for not giving the whole story, and basically being an unreliable narrator. That's how I know that phrase.
Okay, so a good example is Fight Club. Have you seen Fight Club?
Yep.
From page 1, I guess this was a book before it was a movie. I
Yeah,
actually didn't know that. Fuck.
Ooh, a book to add to the list.
From page 1, Palaniuk, I guess that's the last name of the main character, hints at the fact that the enigmatic Tyler Durden is not just a friend of the narrator, he is the narrator. Palaniuk ultimately pits the narrator's alter ego against him, creating a satisfying narrative conflict. No, sorry, Palaniuk is the writer. So he's hinting at the fact that Tyler Durden is not just a friend of the narrator, but is the narrator. What's another good one? Something with a pinch of unreliability. Harry Potter. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry spends most of the book running from an escaped prisoner he thinks killed his parents, only to find out it was all a lie. I don't know if that's a good example, actually. Well, apparently it's more complicated than I thought.
Yeah. We get it. Somewhat.
I want to find, like, a really solid example.
Give me a good one, Google!
Gone Girl keeps coming up, but I haven't seen that or read it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
I've definitely heard of it, and it's supposed to be a pretty big deal. Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. Malcolm Crowe in The Sixth Sense. Oh, this is a good one. Pi Patel in The Life of Pi. You remember that one?
Yeah, the animals?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good example.
It is.
Okay. I don't want to spoil that, but if you haven't read or seen The Life of Pi, that's a great example of an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that out, if you want to experience what it's like to have an unreliable narrator, that's a great one.
Yeah. I remember the first time I read that, I was in elementary school, and my teacher brought that book. That was a picture book. Life of Pi.
That's sick.
Yeah. I would like to find that picture book one day.
I remember after I need to see that. But
Mm-hmm.
after I read it for the first time, and then we were like talking about it in class or wherever I read it, probably high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like explained what the deal was.
Mm-hmm.
I like didn't believe it. Like I didn't want to believe it. I was like, no.
Yeah, my mind was blown when I learned.
Yeah.
Like, when they explained what it meant. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in complete denial.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay. Check out that. Life of Pi, if you want a good example
That's
of
great.
unreliable
I like
narrator.
that.
Yeah. All right, so that has to be it for this episode because we are way over time.
Holy.
We are way over. So thank you guys so much for listening and sticking with us. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. And on our next episode, which we now know Jess will be excited for, we have Jamie and the cat of the canals.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, who could that possibly be?
Oh, that's her last chapter.
Oh,
of
shit.
the book.
I just bumped my mic again. Oh, okay. I'm going to assume it is significant then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Join us next time. Excuse me.
Gross.
For more Jamie and for Arya's last chapter in this book.
This book.
All right.
Yeah.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.